Alright, at this point in time, I'm going to assume that you've got Rust installed. Now, the question is how to actually get it to do something. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open up the command line here, and then we can look at some of the commands. So if we go into, in my cases, I'm on Windows, it's in Program Files rather, and then Rust stable 1.5, and we'll look at what's in here. There's essentially a bin directory where the compiler and everything else resides. So the compiler is called rustc, and that's basically the command you use to actually compile your programs for the most part. So the best way, if you're in Windows, is to simply add this directory, in this case C program files rust stable, to the path, add the bin directory rather to the path, because then you're going to be able to just call Rust from virtually anywhere. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do exactly that. So I'll set my path to what it was before, plus I'll add this program files rust and then bin to the path. So now I can call rustc from just about anywhere. So if I go into temp and I make a new directory, let's call it rust sample, cd rust sample, what I can do is I can make an actual Rust file, and I can use this file to actually create and run our first program. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'll use Notepad since I'm on Windows, and the file is going to be called hello.rs. Okay, so here is, I've got Notepad. At the moment, I'm not using an IDE or anything like that. We'll get to that in just a moment. But first of all, I just want to show you how the whole thing works. So every program, every Rust program begins in a function which is called main. We'll talk about functions quite a bit into the course actually. But for now, just just accept the notation that fn stands for a function, and if the function is specifically called main, then that's the function which gets invoked when the program runs. And inside this function, we're going to do something. So in this case, I'm just going to print the obligatory hello Rust string. So this is just going to output a piece of text to the console that we have. So I'll exit from the editor, and now if I dir, you'll see that I have a file called hello.rs. So I can do rustc hello.rs, and that compiles the file. And if I do a dir, then I have a hello.exe. You'll notice that in this day and age, yes, a hello world file takes up 2 megabytes, which would be unthinkable a decade ago. But now it's totally normal. And if I run the application, if I run hello, then obviously I get my output. So this is the first ever application that we write in Rust as part of this course. However, for most of this course, I'm not actually going to not going to use Notepad, not going to type in these rustc commands manually. I mean, we'll type a few more commands related to the cargo package manager, but we're not going to do much compilation from the command line. So this is something that we're going to talk about next, i.e. how to get comfortable in working with Rust outside of an integrated development environment.